Pia anasema wacha niende tu, ndio nilikuwa nimejianzisha live hapo. Watu watakuja wakati tu. Yaani holiday lazima tu nikujua kuja kusoma moja ya makailisha. Baridi. Baridi sana. I don't know how much it has charged. Pelekea madam atumie alafu tutaendea kabla lale. Alright guys, so welcome to another reaction of the day. Today I've done, I think, 3 reactions. And I thank God that the second reaction actually performed very well. Although it was more of a dedication towards our fallen hero. So Now we are going to a different aspect, and of course I've forgotten something in the title because I wanted to begin with Oga or being at the top. Of course, there was mourning today of one of the people who worked in his team, that is Shalkido. May his soul rest in peace. Of course, Shalkido died after an accident on Thika Road that led to head injuries, and after being taken to Kenyatta Hospital, that is Kenyatta University Hospital, he was not able to survive the bleeding, internal bleeding that was happening in his head. So he passed on, and after a moment of 1 week, his burial was actually conducted. All right, yeah, and it is quite you know, it's quite a moment when we mourn, because when a young person dies, it's actually very emotional. So for those of you who knew Shalkido was working with Obina TV, and he was actually trying to, thank you, go take to the kitchen. Let me see. All right, this separates. All right, guys. So Shalkido actually died in a moment when many people did not expect. Of course, it was a moment when many people thought that he was recollecting his life and possibly maybe was going to grow and become a better person. However, unfortunately, Shalkido passed on, and I think the father was quite affected because he was the son that was coming up, and Obina was trying to save some things. Of course, when people die, there's a lot of stories that come up, but the reality is that he was a young man that could go places. Anyway, another incident happened just today after Shalikido's funeral, and I just want to bring it here. Yeah, of course, you know, Shalikido was more of a singer, right? Yeah, he was a singer, and he could perform in places such as Ogobina's places, and when he was given a platform, he was going on very well. One of his songs was close the door. One of his doors was Pekejeng Sailors Miracle, and there was Gashushu. Is it Gashushu or what? Gashosho. Okay. And I remember even there is a time Shalgido had who was it that went to studio and talked? Yeah, but unfortunately, he passed on. So let me just show some video of Shalkido's funeral. Of course, because of Raila Odinga's funeral, Shalkido's funeral was actually forgotten, but there was tears and all that as he was buried. Okay, yeah. So the memorial service happened, and finally buried. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I go by the name Safara Galimiti Manzina. Ndani ya Kenya 360 News manze, kwenye YouTube channel Kenya 360 News manze, na nitakuonyesha hivyo ndivyo siku itashinda. Wacha tusikie msanii anasema nini kuhusu siku ya leo na vile mambo iko namna gani. Mambo vipi bro? Zindumba mfama zindumba tu watu hajafika. Shughuli jamaa nyinyi mmefika mapema. Right. Yes, yes. Mambo vipi? Mambo poa sana. Yes. Naona umefika hapa kwa Shalki. Leo ndo siku yake ya mwisho. So tumesema all right. So I always honor people who fall, whether they are small or big. And when you look at this, it was a morning moment for Shalkido here. All right. Yeah, all right. That was a moment for Shalkido, who is officially called Koigi Paul Mungai. All right. Yeah, so his funeral happened. And during the funeral, I think a lot of artists were there. A lot of fellow young artists were there to attend to this. And of course, you remember what our own comedian said the other day, Eric Omondi. He said that when a young person dies, we mourn. When a person like Raila dies, of course, we celebrate the legacy, which is very true. So Koigi, actually Mungai, who is Shalkido, passed on at a very tender age. He didn't even have a family, actually. And it's so sad that it happened so. And I don't know. Of course, there were mixture of feelings. People saying that when you are dead, people love you more than when you are alive. But on the other hand, others were saying Obina has to be recognized of the way he really appreciates his team, whether in life or death, because we've seen him most times working with his people. And actually, this is an update from his channel, whereby he actually gave us a lot of information. All right.
Hey, Nicola, special announcement. Masilva, tafadhali. Masilva, tafadhali. Ikuja kwa ite ya familia Masilva.
Of course, the father is here, the mother, and the rest of the family members. Okay.
Alafu unamchekelea, unamchongoa, unamtoa rangi no. Tukiendelea kufanya hivyo tutafanya mabro wetu na masisters wetu wakiwa na shida, hawatakuwa wanaongea juu wanaogopa kuchekelewa. Tafadhali tushikane mkono. How politicians, they don't care. I sit down with them, I talk with them, they don't care about you, they don't care about me, they care about themselves. So say kati ukafikiria ati huyu MP wangu, huyu MCA wangu, si huyu nani wangu atamsaidia. No, we have each other. Ni sisi kwa sisi. Tuanze na kuisafisha pole pole tukiendelea. Secondly, vijana kama tuko na shida tujibonge. Alafu mam na dad wale wako hapa, ukiona kijana anaenda hivi kidogo, sikizie. Sometimes that is their way of expressing themselves. Si kila kijana anakuja aseme mama yeye mimi niko na shida zi. Ukiona Shakira afike point aongea, alikuwa amefika mwisho. And then he spoke. And then when he spoke, a few listened na waka come through, akimerecommend it in sisi kwa sisi and the whole team, and they try to do something. So mom na dad, vijana wasikize. Unaona kijana kila siku alikuwa anapiga tu days zake zimemna issue. There's a message they're trying to pass. There's something they're trying to run away from. Wasi wetu wa church leader wako hapa, jaribu kuwasikiza. Gen Z is a very different movement. They're not like millennials. Gen Z, the way they express themselves is very different, and they're very open-minded. So let's give them time, let's listen to them, and not all the time when they talk verbally when we are listening. Some of them talk a lot when they are silent. So let's try and do that, okay? Vijana, mawera haziko, kazi haiko. Sisi tumeka kwa diva, tuko jobless, tumeka kwa dimanga. Tujaribu to figure out a way ya kuingia. Hapa TikTok kuna mamilionea bro anakaokota kila picha kio ya kina swings and the rest. Kuna mapesa zingine wanatengeneza hapa TikTok because digital is the future. Tukingoja gava ikuja ati tupatie kazi sio kufanya nini, hawataleta. Tuanze kujipatia kazi. Umesikia Priscilla Ivani anasema kuna beef nini, tunainua na hiyo.
All right, so from the communication that Obina gave from his end during the speech in Shalkido's burial or Paul Wangui's video, he actually expressed that there is need for people to listen to each other because people are going through a lot of challenges, and what is required is we listening to each other. And sometimes the expression of different people varies. There are these people will make a lot of noise. There are these people will show anchor. There are those who will actually communicate through silence. There are those who will begin drug abuse. We need to listen to people so that they can express themselves and get an opportunity. From his expression, he was also trying to indicate that we should not wait for jobs. Sometimes current generation can actually make it through Facebook page, for example, TikTok, YouTube, and other platforms that are actually making people survive. It's not only formal jobs that are making people live. Even those who have jobs, jobs have become one of the things that is a lie to us, an illusion, because the reality is that maybe those jobs will create room for loans, but they'll not satisfy you in terms of how you live and what you have to get and how to survive. But through YouTube channels, TikTok, YouTube, and Facebook pages, professional, maybe Twitter and Instagram, that is how people can earn a living in other ways and make it. And of course, talent is there. I always teach students that they come to me, they tell me, Madam, I have a talent to sing. I tell them, yes, we have to start from somewhere. You know how to sing, but how are we going to make it? We are supposed to appreciate your talent, maybe by editing. We start from slowly by slowly. And I actually wish that when I post videos of these students, please enhance us to grow, because I want them as they come out of school, they have something they are doing so that their minds are not closed in a manner that they believe in formal jobs only. There are hard times, jobs are no longer there, as Ogobina is expressing. And I thank God that he says the truth. Politicians don't care about us. All they care about is elections, the next election, and the next winning moment. So they may not be very forthright for us because survival, actually. Yeah, they may not. The reality is current life means we, I, you, my sister, my brother, my cousin, we come together. If you find people are not ready to come together with you, join any other person with the same mindset and build up your stuff. Okay. So we had a lot of TikTokers and content creators that spoke during that funeral, and they are living a good life. Yeah, at least a good life than even those who are at work. Now, this takes me to the fact that um, we had an accident. There was an accident for Timbili after that funeral. And it's so surprising that Tumbili actually got an accident today after that funeral. I don't know whether it's true because I'm checking, I can't see it. It was 10 months ago. Why is it that somebody posted as if it's today after the funeral? Oh, yeah, there is. Yeah, so actually it has been shown that Tumbili got involved in an accident 9 hours ago, and his BMW was tragically, ruined. All right. And so shocking because recently Kimani, there is this guy known as Kimani who was involved in an accident. We have had Shalkido in an accident. Then Tumbili was involved in an accident. However, he was able to survive. Let's just check here. Yeah, on Instagram, but I saw it on somebody's platform. I don't know why I can't see it here. But there is this accident that was quite tragic. And Tumbili is actually a comedian, the boyfriend to Ogaga, who works with Obina. So he's you can see his D is actually ruined, and people could not tell how this accident happened, but it was quite tragic. Yeah, but at least he was able to come out safe and sound. Yeah, so look at that. Yeah, it was not a good scene actually for those of you not to person, but he experienced that accident, and we wish him well. Just in case he had any injuries, let him be treated and come out safe and sound. I don't know, the dog is barking out there for whatever reason. Yeah, now we can get to other two aspects, and one of them is Rosho. Rosho decided to riding after Marwa had shambuked her in the morning saying she's being lazy. And I was like, you don't go on camera saying your wife is lazy. You can't. Okay. So let's just check on Rosho Cabrera. Yeah, so Cabrera did a video today and she told us she's not going to talk a lot. She's letting us just sit and watch. Okay. So back in the village, I was riding 3 hours ago. She posted a video to show us how she was doing. It was like a response. When we watch you people, we see, we connect one with the other. So don't feel bad about our comments anyway. So it was like she was responding to Maro that I'm not lazy. Look here, I'm riding a horse. And she was there with Rio. I was like, hey, in the village of Nyabohanse, we will see things. Okay.
Walking in the morning, in the villas in the morning to see what's going on, to see the beautiful landscapes that we have as well, just to relax your mind and give yourself an opportunity to just not really be distracted with other things that may not very important, because yes, I can show you my life and that can be distracted, but it shouldn't be the most important to you. But what it should be important to you is to give yourself the permission to relax your mind.
So Rosho has come back with wellness lessons. Wellness lessons are doing it, okay? In wellness lesson, I heard that guy, the coach, telling her, relax your mind and just think about, I don't know which spiritual person and this and that and that. So Rosho has come back with lessons and she's now counseling the subscribers. Just relax your mind and don't bother yourself with things that will distract your mind, but give your energy, all your energy, to watching me riding the horses and especially Rio. Hey, you give me news and great news and great stuff, Rosho. Hmm? So just relax your mind and watch. All right? Don't bother yourself. These are lessons she collected from Kilifi, deep in the forest during the wellness lessons. All right? So don't worry if you missed on them.
Really think about anything.
Okay.
But at the same, not to be consuming something that maybe is not so, like a little bit random, you know. And even though I try to bring value in my content, sometimes my content is
what?
It's nothing like a science, a class of science, you know. I hit my feet with a rock yesterday. I hope I don't have.
What are you saying? That you try to bring value in your content, but it's not like science. So what do you mean? Science in what way? I'm trying to think, but I'm not getting it. This one. Okay, thank you, Mama. So I'm just watching Rosho and I'm like, hey, the wellness lesson at Kilifi did it. You know, she's replicating what she learned from the coach. Dad, has Dad got it?
Yes.
Okay. What about Ima? Oh, so then.
This one is yours. Big.
And you?
Mine is 2. Annabelle
Is 1.
Yes.
Annabelle doesn't like avocado. I don't know, for whatever reason. She gives away when she's given. All right, guys. I'm here for my supper as well as I continue with the reaction. My sister from Argentina is bouncing around the villa and saying that we don't have to distract ourselves with a lot of thought. We have to relax our mind and just focus. And we don't distract ourselves because maybe her life, when she shows us, it might be destructive. But when, I don't know, is this not just part of life? Horse riding is part of life. Anyway, let's watch and see. Hey, the Kilifi thing, I think it really worked. Hey, why is this one not responding?
Now it's hurting with the boot. So hopefully I don't have a lot of trouble. Hopefully. Let's see how I do it. So the horses are waiting here. So let me just bring you on this journey with me. Hopefully, let me put, I need to change the battery so if I'm coming. Put a new battery. Yeah, my feet is hurting me. I don't feel on my feet on this side. I feel that will bring a little bit of trouble when riding today. Okay.
Her feet are hurting. Sorry, Argentina girl. What happened? Why did you hurt you hit your leg? Be used to putting on closed shoes if you're going to the village. Oh my God. So finally, the Argentina lady was here with the horses and had to ride Rio. And I'm like, okay, you are missing these lessons, Argentinian girl. Of course, I heard somebody saying that in her place there are no horses. I was like, dreams are valid. Even in my place, I've never had a plane, but I've ever dreamt of using a plane myself as the pilot. Can you imagine? Okay, so they had to get to the horses, and all I saw was this Rio, 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 Rio. What? So yeah.
Really hard. Hitting hard, really hard. You are not even.
So yeah. Maybe I go with my lighter.
It's okay, go with me. Can him, kick him hard. Kick up, leg, and sometimes click. When you are kicking, click, kick him hard.
The trainer is back.
You have to push him.
Yeah.
All the time push him. Leg, kick hard, kick really hard.
Okay, so I wouldn't watch for a long time. This one, actually, I wouldn't. Maybe because I'm not a fan of horses, or what is it? I just watched a little bit and I was like, anyway, you made your point. You've made your point, but let's get to. I want us to get to Our Lady DVY. DVY, Our Lady, has packed her bags and ready to travel to Poland. Why not? You people were making a lot of noise saying she has been promising she's not going, her visas will not be allowed. Where will you hide your faces? Where will you hide your faces? Our bags are ready. We are already having a ticket, the ticket booked for tomorrow, and the visas are finally approved. So we are breaking the news to the distant boyfriend. All right? Breaking the news in style. Okay? Yeah.
You have to do a lot of paperwork for you to go in our own continent. I mean, we make even life hard for ourselves. So what about going abroad? You know what I mean? So it's really difficult, but by God's grace, we are trying. So my plans for this year, I remember at the beginning of the year, I was in Belize. My new year of this year, 2025, I was in Belize. I really thank God. And while there, it was really a good experience. I had traveled for quite some time, like continuously, because sometimes when I travel, I normally go for such a long period of time. You can hear it. How no? Can you guys hear it? Somebody is doing some, I don't know if it's plumbing or whatever. There's a lot of too much exaggerated things. Oh, I don't need a man. Oh, I can as well just stay. I don't want to have kids. I don't. Today's world is changing, but well, I'm fine. It's their decision. But for me, my dream is to have a family, to have kids, to have a husband someday. That's what I'm dreaming of. Okay, so. In that connection, what I'm trying to say is my boyfriend and I, we've been making plans ever since, he was here. Not so long, but it feels like it has been a century already. He was here, we had a good time and all that, shared a lot, made plans and all that. And finally, we decided I have to visit as well, since he visited. He was here for a long time and everything was good. But guess what? Interracial relationships are just something else. So my boyfriend is from Europe, and